Hate when I drop the phone. Looks like it's okay. The old OtterBox case actually paid for itself. Only takes one time. How you guys doing? White Rabbit, the Rabid Rabbi. Quite the amazing day. Wow. I went on a prayer drive, okay, and just was out and about, talking to people, meeting different people. I was really trying. It's like, Lord, give me somebody to talk to. This isn't fair. I'm trying very hard. You're not giving me anybody to. Okay, so yeah, I drove around and it was like starting to rain. So if I saw people that were stuck in the rain, I'd pull over and just, hey, do you want to walk in the rain or would you like me to take you where you're at? Some of these people were like waiting at bus stops. Forget the bus. Where are you going? I'll take you where you need to go, man. And so guess who I met today? I met Steve and Rick. Two very important names to me. Stephen was a Catholic man. And in speaking with a Catholic person, each denomination has its sweet spot, right? Catholics are closest to the Jews, believe it or not. They don't believe in coincidence. And the Jews actually believe that all roads lead to God. In other words, if you want to you want to take a straight road or a crooked one. Both of those roads for us to find the Lord are provided, straight and crooked. So it can kind of get bad for you, right? But hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm looking for hard Bible questions. Okay, I'm starting to realize that these translations that they have made, uh, you know, it's pretty bad when. And I just want to say this on your benefit. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're like an axe murderer. It's really sad that the God that I believe in has kind of provided a way. And I'm not talking about killing Jesus. That's not the way. But it's like it's all kind of set there for us to learn about. And it got hidden from us. And now we're doing pretty damn bad. But there you go. Hey, what's up, guys? Jesus does love you. Is that Mars? Mars? Are you Mars? Are you the Mars? He's one of the people I tried to contact to show him. I don't think you're probably Mars, but I know Jesus loves me. He loves all of us, every single one of us. And he gives according to what you need so that you can know that he's real and experience that love. So, you know, if he doesn't have to correct you, it's blessing, blessing, blessing. But what happens if not? Well, you ask for what you want, the desires of your heart, and then he gives it to you, even though it's bad. He's not tempting you. You asked for it. Quite a bit of difference here, isn't it? And then you get involved with the bad stuff. And then the idea is that the rest of us who understand what we're fighting with and up against, we're supposed to turn around and, hey, what's up? Free Palestine. Amen. I will say I don't agree with the response that happened on 10/7, but as a prophet, I can tell you exactly why it happened on that day. See, what people don't realize is they were holding a harvest festival. I don't care, not what God probably imagines as a harvest festival, rock bands and whatever. No, but they were holding a harvest or a festival that is sanctioned by our Lord. Well, guess what happened? If you read, man, I wish I could find that. Let me see if I can find that. So it was a Passover. Let me see if I can find that. Passover. Hey, you shrunk. Who's the tall girl? She's mini now. Hey, have a good day. I'm not going to. That's your choice. Little grumpy. There's some kids in the neighborhood that are just mean. If I could, I would call out a couple of female bears to take care of them. But see, that's what people don't understand. All that stuff is symbolic. Nobody killed anybody. Nobody called down fire from the sky. It just happens automatically. It's built in, kind of thing. To believe that there's all these later dates and things to come. Oh, Dan, you're messed up. I'm going to block you soon because I don't appreciate that. That's really not funny. I happen to be one of those kids that had to deal with somebody like that when I was a child, about 7 years old. And I'm going to tell you something. You put a child molester in front of me, I'll fucking kill him. And I'll destroy his body. You won't even be able to identify it. That's how I feel about it now. Because I'm one of those people. So you want me to find you? I don't appreciate that. Don't accuse me of the things that were done to me. That's like wrong. That's like digging somebody up out of their grave and calling them a murderer after they've been murdered. You realize that? You got the wrong spirit, pal. You don't belong here. You ain't going to love people and you're going to come out here and doing that kind of mess? Hasta la vista, baby. So let's see. The feast, I want to say it was the Feast of Passover. How did they do that? See, now I'm angry. Anger screws everything up. Causes you to get into conflict, and that's not what my life is about. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here to stop conflict. When you're ready for world peace, let me know. Only, unfortunately, no, I'm sorry. I can't wave my magic wand and all that stuff. Cussing for Christ? Fucking A. If that bothers you, you really need to leave because you have nothing. You don't know anything about the spirit cussing, huh? You're attacking me, I'll attack you right back, buddy. Come on. Denise, get out of here. There's a war going on. There's somebody who made a pretty serious accusation. Can you imagine somebody that was molested as a child and then you like point at them and call them a child molester when that experience had actually turned them into like, oh my God, go ahead and mess with me. Yeah, when I was in the Catholic Church, I'll show you how it went. Just like this. I'm one of them people. Oh boy. Go ahead and harm a kid. Let me think you intend to. I won't even take any chances. All I need is an indication that you're dangerous around a child. I will destroy you. I will eat you. God bless Jeffrey Dahmer. That's the thing. See, thou shalt not. I'm a peaceful guy. When I joined the Marines as a hired killer, I had a purpose, right? Same thing now. I'm a very peaceful man. But if you are somebody that deserves to go to hell, I'll send you there. Quickly. I'm not one of them. I don't mess around, man. I don't like long fights or forget the drama, right? Just make the problem go away. Where did I serve? Well, and see, that's the thing. It's not like I'm not proud of being in the Marines. No, that was the stupidest thing I ever did. A Christian in the Marine Corps. Hi, I've arrived so I can feed, pray for, and clothe my enemy. What is this? M16? What am I supposed to do with this? Yeah. You send me to war now? The jarhead? You know what? I only need one bullet. I'll put it right here. I ain't killing no man. I ain't spilling no blood. That's what we're warned about in the Bible. That's what started all the problems. Hello. See, we don't understand like the symbolism that's in there. Thank you for saying that and being human. Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud. Are you kidding me? You would not believe the things that they taught us on like how to kill you. I won't discuss that. I'm disturbed very when I see like, advertisement for flashlights that can start fires. Look, man, we don't need lightsabers until we understand the force, okay? And like, it's just why I don't spread harmful information is what I'm saying. Like, because I know the things that like I could tell you how to hotwire a car. You want to know how to rob a gas station? Uh, yeah, I can do all those things, but I don't do them anymore. I was frightened into doing those things, right? Santa, am I on the good or bad list? Oh, God bless you, jellyfish. Let's see. Jellyfish. Let's see what the jellyfish needs. Are you male or female? I gotta know. I mean, you gotta at least help me with that. What am I getting a presents for? I'll get you something. Hey, Jesse. Male. Okay. Um. Well, you're actually asking for Christmas presents, so you can't be that damn old. You're probably about maybe 20. And I'm gonna say you probably could use some Bluetooth headphones, and your phone needs a new case and a screen protector, dude. Right? Am I right? Am I right? Um, what about Buddhist, Judaism, Hindu, Muslim? Bad news when you watch. Uh, Bad news when you gone, the world will revolve around you. What do you mean? Oh, like you're talking about Jesus, right? Because really, see, he's supposed to be at the center, but all of his teachings got screwed up. And if I had to defend the state or the condition of everything, the reason why it happened is actually, even though it's bad that it happened for a good reason. That's how crazy our God is. Why did we take the church and come up with Baptist, Lutheran, Pentecostal, Methodist? Why did we come up with all of those different denominations? It's because we couldn't understand, right? We couldn't understand, but we could definitely be what? Afraid. We could have fearful respect, is to say, I got to find something, and that's what the denominations are, right? They allow for each person that's serving God to have like a comfort zone because the rules are a little bit different for people, right? I'll give you an example, right? Watch this. Um, let's say that McDonald's locks up their dumpster at night. And I'm speaking from experience, okay? Back in the day, you want to know how easy it was to eat from McDonald's if you didn't have any money and were out on the streets? You just open up the dumpster, you throw a bunch of newspapers in there. At the end of the shift, they always throw something out. There's all, that now they're smart, they give it to the employees, but then they used to throw the stuff out. And you just, sit in the bushes. Oh, here comes, whoever it was, Andy, he dumps throws the shit in the trash, and then you go rummage through the trash and go find something to eat. Food, right? It's not, I can't help it that the table that it was put on is wrong. But guess what? I was able to survive. I was able to eat. Some people could say I was breaking the law if I broke into that dumpster. But guess what? Is it right for somebody to stop me from having food? That's why David was able to take his boys on the Sabbath, cutting across the field, and they're like eating. And the priest is like, you can't pick your own food on the Sabbath. And it's like, and that right there just says, you don't know what in the hell you are talking about. You really don't know what in the hell you're talking about. You can break all the rules on the Sabbath, okay? Protestant Baptist, Sola Scriptura. The end of verbal diet. Yeah. Whoa. Who's that child? He's brand new. Good luck. God bless him. God bless him. I'm sorry, but you don't walk by my house without being greeted. Actually, did you know that you're not supposed to greet a Jew until they greet you first? That's what it says in the Quran. So that's why I do it first. That way the person that reads the Quran will go, oh, he greeted me, so I can greet him back. And then we can find out we're friends and we'll know who our Father is. Simple. See, it's like I put it like this, man. It's simple. You can point fingers at me and call me a demon and a devil and I don't know this. Guess what? It all boils down to one single thing. Breath of life. Why am I alive? I'm alive, you Mr. Judgmental person, for the same very reason that you are alive. I have the Spirit of the Lord in me. Uh-oh, why are you acting so bad? Let me explain. I form light, I create darkness, I make peace, I create evil. Evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And when you read your book, that little verse really isn't a problem. You understand? Well, he does good, he does evil. I guess he's going to have to do everything. Is it evil to kill somebody when they've done wrong? Yes, because you should have forgave them. So he needs it to get rid of the things that won't grow. If you're unwilling to grow, remember Jesus grew in stature with God and man. How do you grow in stature with God? Come on. Where is it? I'm a male witch. We see. And that's funny because, yeah, you probably can. But you call yourself a male witch. But my question would be to you is, who do you work for? Because divination, prophecy is the same thing. No different. The only thing, the reason why you don't go to a medium, okay, is because think of all the ways that they're described. What do they call them? Defiling spirits. You hear that word defiling, and you're thinking, what? It's going to make me dirty, filthy. Most people understand that word to just mean it's going to mess me up, right? I'm sorry, Jesus already came back. Remember when it said he would come on the clouds of power and whatever and destroyed? Yeah, that's when he came back. You will see the Son of Man coming. When we killed that man, Messiah, Jesus, as Paul says, the man, Jesus, we put a curse on ourselves. And that's why, even though he said anytime will do, it's taken how many thousands of, it's what, almost 2,000 years now. What did he say? Anytime will do. Was he a liar? No. Absolutely not. Misunderstood? Yes. Jonah said the city of Nineveh would fall in 40 days. You'll be overturned in 40 days. Was Nineveh overturned? Yeah, he's not a false prophet. They overturned themselves. The thing to listen to even on that is the idea of 40 days. 40 is the number of a test. When it rains from above, that's God's word, scripture, saying you can't break this, beat this, but I'm going to try to give it to you so you can learn what it is that you're doing and why you're ruining yourself. And then there's rain from below. Remember when it said that a mist covered the face of the earth? Mist, sweat, tears, face, earth, dust, son of Adam, son of the dirt. Yeah. There's nobody coming. There's nobody coming. There's no rapture. But please don't think that means that I don't believe in God. because what I read is a book, an instruction manual that can't be broken. As a computer programmer, I'm telling you, it's flawless. It can't be cracked because there's all these if you're a computer programmer, okay, do you think I should do push-ups? Well, if you do push-ups, as in DO push-ups, you're due to increase your strength or in the least injure yourself because that's what causes strength. When you work out, you cause minute tears in your muscle. And so then what you want to do is you want to eat carbohydrates because it's the insulin that carries the carbohydrates, like the protein and stuff to your muscles. All right. If the carbohydrates are not there, then what happens when the protein is supposed to go to your muscles? Your insulin just freaks out and goes, I don't got nothing to do. And so then, in theory, your body is supposed to wait for a certain amount of time. And then your body will actually switch over from eating food to eating itself. Your body will start to burn all the fat that it's stored if you starve it. That's why you should fast every once in a while. It's good for you. Do I do it? No, hell no. No. I'll be honest with you. But it would be good if I did because it allows your body to clean out what's there. It does great things for your immune system. Your immune system, when you come off of a fast, and then when you eat, you get like a your immune system gets like a kick. Let's put it this way: the easiest way to burn the fat that is in you is exactly in that way. It's actually the reason why your body stores fat. It's trying to save it for later. It's funny because science says the Earth is how long? Billions of years old. You talk to early Earth, young Earth people, and they'll say that the Earth is 6,000 years old. Well, guess what? I want to agree with science in that situation because it really seems to. It depends. I see that we are in a struggle with our God that doesn't need to be, and we can't see the blessing merely and only and exactly because we don't really ask for it. When you ask for the blessing, watch this. Now, this is what's weird. Jesus says you don't have because you don't have because you don't ask, right? And that almost makes it seem like, the talking part is what you need to key in on. Asking. If you're praying righteously, your prayers should be fulfilled, right? So the way Jesus explained it, he was an on-off person. So he when he explained like relationships, he said, whoever is not for you is against you. Well, it makes it easy then, because now I only got two teams, or I got one person and like everybody against you. But really, then all the people that are against you still, they're only one team. But that's how Jesus taught. Once you cut, like Solomon said, this is wisdom. If you cut the baby in half, creation, you should wind up with one side that is obedient to God and like just God can bless it. And then you wind up with the other side that isn't obedient. And that's a very special situation to be in, because what happens if I don't know God or Jesus, nobody, but I do the right thing? What happens then? Do you think God's going to be upset that you don't know his name, but yet you are still able to do the right works? Oh, hell no. You are proof that the laws have been written on your heart. You didn't have to go into a building. You didn't even have to anybody to teach you. You were able because the Spirit inside of you. This is what Paul describes in Romans 2:12-14. Okay? He says, but those who by nature, What is it? It's in you. Who? Those who naturally follow the law of God, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You are good. You don't, all these rabbis, preachers teach, all this stuff is a waste of time for you. If you are doing good in the world, and I mean, you got to know if you're doing good, right? Do you go out? Do you go out and you see somebody on the side of the road? And, I'm not saying you're a sucker and you pull out your wallet and give them. That's stupid. Okay? A lot of those people are scammers. But do you look at them and go, I want to help them, but I don't know, right? And that's the thing. See, once that little bit of fear gets in there and stops us from doing those good works, we stop, helping people on the side of the road. What is that? That's literally the Good Samaritan. I've tried to be a Good Samaritan so many times since the world started untrusting everybody. And it's amazing how you pull up to help somebody and they're like looking at, they got their window rolled up and they're talking through a crack, and I get it. And it's like, no, you're good, man. I just want to change your tire, get you on your way, and you're just looked at like you're some kind of a leper. And it's like, I'm here to help you. And you won't accept the blessing? I guess you're going to be cursed. God sent me to help you. And if you won't accept the help, what am I to do? I can't force anybody. It's like, it's why it was written that way. The angels that show up to guide, they're not for anybody. I'm not for anybody. I'm not for you, and I'm not for your enemies. I don't care what happens. It's kind of sick, but I don't really in a way, I don't. I care about what happens to you, but I don't. What I really care about is I do the right thing. And I know that what happens to you getting beat up, it might be the right thing. It might be what it takes for you to stop quitting heroin. You went to go get your fix. You walked around the corner and some guy grabbed you by your throat and they took all your money and beat you all to hell. And then to make sure you couldn't talk, they gave you your heroin and they jammed it in your arm. And you fell asleep. But you didn't die. They left. And because you had a tolerance to it, you actually woke up. And you got that shaking, right? The shaking of the earth. We are earth. I'm earth. I'm just dust. When it talks about the earthquakes and earth will be shaken, those types of phrases in scripture are saying, hey, what? Christopher Masante was named in the Diddy trial. See, you think I'm not paying attention. I'll see my name off in the distance, right? Was I mentioned in the Diddy trial for real? That'd be crazy. Did he make porno movies? I don't know. I don't know who did it. Sean Diddy, right? I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention to this stuff. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's a distraction, right? All the stuff bad shit that's going out in the world now, that's going on, it's because it was time. It was time for all of this to happen. For everybody to not know who they were so that they could then figure out who they were. And here's what happened. We had a situation where all of a sudden people who were male didn't know if they were female. And some of these people thought they were chickens and roosters and whatever. I saw a video of a guy. I'm not kidding. This is what the guy said. He goes, for all intents and purposes, except for physically, I am a wolf. And then he backs off the camera and then they show him, he's like, out there somewhere, but he's on his hands and knees crawling around in a circle. And then they sped the video up and it like created like a dust cloud. So they sped it up. So he was crawling in the dirt on his hands and knees going like, and then this big dust cloud. And then he charges the camera, like dust cloud, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this kid needs help, right? And when I see somebody like that, I don't want to pick on that person. They've got enough problems. What if that kid decided he was a turkey? Here comes Thanksgiving. Hey, you're legally a turkey. I'll take him home and eat him. You were a turkey. You wanted to be a turkey? God wanted to show you what turkeys are for. And that's what happened. We entered at the end. We entered an end time. Okay. And we even experienced some of the plagues of Egypt. Do you realize that the pandemic would have been stopped had the Jews convinced the entire world to obey their God and do a Passover? That's in the Bible. Sorry, bet my life on it. I'll bet my life on it. And I'll even bet my soul on it. That's the kind of wisdom that's in scripture. But if you can't relate this old stuff to like, how does it apply today? Then we're it's like school without a teacher or something, right? You're just going to learn by the beating that you get. You'll figure it out, man. You'll figure it out. David J 420. Oh no, that's a great idea. What time is it? 7:30. Yeah, 420 is long gone. I wonder, like for Easter on 420 this year, did Jesus wake and bake? That's not right. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of like, I mean, think about it. We say things like what happened to cannabis? They called it the devil's weed. And it's like, no, I'm sorry, but all the plants came from one place. It's when we abuse things. Anything can be abused. Right now, who is that? I don't know who the guy's name is. It was weird. I thought it was Kennedy talking, but he was talking about the new bill that Donald Trump released. And like, I can hear this guy's throat. He's like, I talk about that. And I thought it was Kennedy because he sounds like he got throat punched too, right? And, but he was talking about all these things that they're going to get rid of, like high fructose corn syrup. Let me tell you something. If you want to get rid of high fructose corn syrup now, do you want to know the most amazing place to shop? Go to the dollar stores or the Dollar Tree. They import everything. Do you want to know what country is killing us with high fructose corn syrup? Hi, us. If you get the imported stuff in the dollar store, it's all made with sugar, which is, your body can handle that. It's intended to eat sugar. It's just high fructose corn syrup is like, I don't know, drinking, straight Holy Spirit. Definitely going to get you in trouble, for sure. No doubt. All right, let me look at some comments here. What? Don't alter your state. You are talking contradiction. My state of mind, or where I live? I don't know. You need to move here. Then you'll see that what I'm saying is the truth as far as where I live. This place is not good. All of it actually, but yeah. Don't do drugs. It's harm. Well, let me ask you something. What happens if those drugs help to kill my pain and they've been prescribed by a doctor? Is that okay? Is that okay? No, actually, you're right. Cannabis is not a drug because what drugs do, drugs affect your, they don't affect your immune system. The only thing that they do is they're kind of like antihistamines. When you have an allergy, your nose plugs up. Okay. When your body responds to any disease, your body is creating an allergic response to something. It could even be the food that you're eating. It could be anything, food, air. Most often it's diet. Okay. And so when you, it alters your mind, well, then my mind has been altered. Sorry. Even I know your scriptures. Oh, God. Here we go. Listen, are you into love or hate? Let me ask you something. How powerful is your God? If your God is as powerful as you say, nothing I can do can stop him from making me into the perfection that he needs it to be. That's the God I serve, Yahweh. Okay? You have a good day. Goodbye. I don't do that. Shrooms are stupid. Hamas guy would have deal with me here because, see, a lot of people eat mushrooms. I don't do drugs to just do drugs. I do drugs when I need to sleep or if my body hurts. And I have a card that allows me to legally do that years before it was ever legal, because God created a medicine that man decided was bad. And there you go. Cannabis can't even kill you. It's like, go read the Schaefer report. The Schaefer report was commissioned by Richard Nixon when he wanted to start the drug war. Dr. Schaefer did all these studies on cannabis, and you know what he said? You want to know what the lethal dosage is? It's ridiculous, honestly. The lethal dosage. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't. You know, there's some crazy weed out there now. You might, you know, you might ingest some and find out that you are a little bit more messed up than you can handle and have a heart attack because you scare yourself to death. That could happen. But as far as like toxicity, literal toxicity, like it being a poison, in order to kill you, if you weighed 200 pounds, this is the Schaefer report. This is documented. Go ahead and call me a liar, and then you can go read it, find it, and apologize. You would have to eat, E-A-T. You would have to eat 1,600 pounds, 1,600 pounds. Now, not take into account you weigh 200 pounds. In order to get enough toxin in you to kill you, you would have to eat 1,600 pounds, not smoke, eat, because too much of the toxic stuff gets lost in the smoke. You would have to eat 1,600 pounds in 15 minutes in a single serving. Yeah, I'm going to say that it's non-toxic. You couldn't do it. You would explode before you could ever reach a toxic level. Who in the hell can eat like 8 times their body weight? A snake, maybe. And that's actually perfect, because that's exactly what happened. Nixon spent all that money to have the thing taken care of. And then what did he do? He turned around and threw a report. This report cost millions of dollars, and he threw it in the garbage. Our president, after he did it. What kind of a president is that? Okay? You don't do that, but you can still see the report. It's still out there. So it's like the whole drug war thing, dude, that was wrong. That was wrong to do that. And then what happens? God put his stamp on it, because you want to know how long weed was illegal before it became totally legal? Might surprise you. 40 years. Everything happens on the 40s. No. Oh, Arthur, you're in a bad thing, man. No, don't. Actually, if you say, you should, here, you know what? That's bad, man. That's not even funny. Sorry. Yeah, smoke meth, you get a report for harassment, self-harm. No, I don't condone the use of drugs for recreational purposes, just to like get stoned and forget about life. Because I have too much to do. I don't agree with that. I'm not being a hypocrite. I did it when I was a kid. I realized it wasn't right. Now I'm done. And if I need something to sleep or to help me out with pain, I don't know about you, but 60 years of being beat up all your life, run over a few times by cars while you rode your motorcycle. You ever been beat up by a baseball bat? It's a bitch. It hurts. Okay. and you're just like, you don't know where to stop because any hand you put in, so you're just like, please go away. And thank God Michael's brother came out, because that guy was insane. You didn't mess with the Barkers. Yeah, Kenny Barker and Bob Barker and Mike Barker. Those were my boys in high school. Pardon me. Anyway. What be the dangers of abuse and psychosis? Oh, Crawford, Mr. Crawford, bingo. You just talked about that. See, that's important, because that's the most important thing. Anytime you enter in psychotics or antipsychotics, right? Something that's going to cause you to think a little different could be dangerous. Could be dangerous. And that's literally the whole idea of the antidepressant scene, right? They give medicine to try to chemically put you, because your state of happiness is literally it's a chemical state. Your happiness is a condition of chemicals, and to try to be proactive, they can give you something to kind of keep that's what and I've already been through this stuff. Okay, I was given stuff that shouldn't have been given to me because they thought something was wrong with me, and the shit could have killed me. And then when I went to ask my doctor about it, he like literally spit in my face and said "F you" as my wife sat right there. This is my doctor. I went into his office, and this is what I said. His name was Lilio, which means lion. It's kind of funny. And I said, because I was, I'm having a Christian response, and these people don't understand me. And because it's impacting me so powerfully, they're like thinking I need like meds and shit. It's like, no, man, I'm just frightened out of my freaking mind. I'm trying to, show you what it is that I can see and how I can demonstrate what it is that I can see that apparently nobody else can, using your own book. All of them, any of them, Gospel of Thomas, the Quran, any of them. That God that's out there, all of those gods are from him. We don't get it. Hey, what the heck's going on here? What's leaking? Unopened can, right? I start squeezing the can to see why isn't there anything in it. Look how much I squeezed the can before it even started leaking out the top. And there it is. You ready? Look. Watch. See it? That's like a quarter of a can of beer that they gypped me on an empty can. How am I supposed to find out? What am I supposed to do? Shake it to see if everything's in there? Our world is getting bad. Everybody's figuring out ways to start. This is in Revelation. This is where the scales get messed up. See, scales are very important to God, because everything gets weighed, right? You have to, there's fairness involved, right? The God I serve doesn't just come down and beat on you because you've been good, okay? It pleased him to bruise him. Yeah, because he will beat you when you're doing something wrong. Okay? And so that's why you got to be careful about which scriptures you attribute to Jesus, because some of the scriptures that have been attributed to Jesus are not about good people. The Son of Man is not a good person. Read Numbers 23:19. It says that the Son of Man has to repent. And then that should kind of make you kind of weirded out, because look what happens. We got this wrong. Our misunderstanding of our God has created the other kingdom. The names. Remember how Isaac's name means laughter? And then Abraham is told, through your seed, the kingdom will come. The kingdom is going to come because of laughter, not because of some kid. Okay? What's the other kingdom? Brother against brother, hand against hand. What is Isaac's name means laughter. What does Ishmael's name mean? Do your Hebrew, bust it into slices. Ish means man, ma, M-A, like as in Magog, means what? Or in mana, mana. That means what is it? So now you know ma means what? Well, what does na mean? That's how easy Hebrew is. If you know mana or manna, then you know two words. You know what, which is ma, and then the other one is it. When you look at the name Ishmael, Ish is man, and then you've got ma, which means what, like a question mark. What's on the other side of the question mark? God. Man against man will occur when man doesn't understand our God. And it's exactly what Jesus warned us of, right? They perish for lack of knowledge. I got the knowledge, and I don't know why. I'm going to waste my time, is how I really feel. I'm sure there have been many, 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 many thieves in the night to just show up unannounced, ungodly even. I mean, look at me, okay? Am I judging you? No. Are you judging me? Who's doing better in the eyes of the Lord? Kind of funny, isn't it? Can't believe that. And this is like the worst beer ever. Oh my God, it's awful. Awful. My candle's doing good. No mosquitoes so far. Well, here comes the fire department. Anyway, we're supposed to be doing hard Bible questions. Oh my God. And then I look down and see that thing. Okay. Here's my flat earth. Supposedly, I haven't checked, there are people that can prove that. I have believed that the earth is round for my entire life. Why do I need to change that? Right? I've watched the moon spin around it. I was into model rocketry, right? Like, you know, I wanted to fly a mouse. I was like everybody else, you know. How do I maintain that beard? I don't. This is uncut, hasn't been washed or bathed in over 2 years. I want to take a bath, guys, and I can't until I get my job done. I'm all in. I'm a prophet. And when God tells you to do something, you just do it. You might not even understand the meaning behind it, but you just do it. Like when the pandemic hit, and he told me to break down I had crucifixes in my yard. I had 3 of them, like a Calvary display. You want to know what the Lord told me to do? Break down the crosses, take the center cross and turn it upside down. Yeah, Antichrist style. Take the other crosses and lean them into it. And then the center cross had a wrap around it that was like a garment of purple, you know, to represent the purple cloth that they put on Jesus. And he told me to take down the purple cloth and to put 2 sticks in the ground, take the cross and make it into 2 sticks. One of them was actually twice as tall as the other, and then to connect them with the string to represent the bloodline, with that cloth. And then guess what I found out? I didn't know any of this. I just do. It comes to me, and I just do it. And, you know, if let's put it this way, but if the Lord showed up and said, go into town and get a rifle and sit on a building and shoot at people, well, then I would be like, okay, that's not the Lord, right? Stupid. Thou shalt not kill. Don't break any rules. It's really that damn simple. But conversely, if he tells me to do something that's just strange and shouldn't matter, why should I care? Put a stick in your lawn. Flip your crosses upside down. Really scared the hell out of the Jesus people. They're like, what the hell's going on here? And that should have called them to me to where then I could explain why the stuff was going on. Hey, come here. Come on. Come here. Hey. Come on. Come here. Come here. Oh, shit. Hey, you escape. I know where you're from. Come on. Get over here. You know where you live? I'm not afraid. Come on. You're okay. You know where you live? You got to go there. Go home. Go home. Oh, shit. I guess I should let you guys see this. Here goes the luck dragon. Remember? I'm the luck dragon. Where's he going? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Wow, he really got away. Oh, he's probably in that front lawn over there. Hang on. Where the hell did he go? Holy shit. He's probably around the bushes or something, but it was like a big cockadoodle. What do they call that? Is it a cockadoodle? Cocker spaniel? Poodle? I don't know. Big dog. I know where he's from because I actually met somebody in my town. She was on Facebook and saying, the dogs have gotten out. I need to catch my dogs. And like nobody was helping this lady. Dude, I jumped in my car immediately, went to her house. What kind of dogs are they? A white cockadoodle and a I don't know what the other one was. I never saw the other one. I keep seeing that one. The white one keeps showing up. But, you know, she tells me whatever and then gives me a handful of dog treats. You know, they like these. You know, if you see them, just call me. So I'm driving around in my car. Where are these dogs? You know, and I'm running into other people that are helping find the dogs. And you know what? These people should have just been like, this guy obviously cares and must know this other person or something. He's helping. They were giving me shit looks because I look like this. I'm sorry. If I was God, I'd dump this place. It'd be like I would flush. Forget it. I've had it. I can't see. Here's the predicament. You have a spirit inside of you. It gives you life. I don't care if you're good, bad, ugly, demon, whatever wild sexual preference. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The only reason that you live and move is because of what? The breath of life. And so then that becomes whoa, wait a minute. Well, how come these people with the breath of life are being bad? Because that's how the Lord is teaching them. Because they won't learn from good. You know, that whole thing of throwing them into the fire, giving them over to their sin. That's what the Lord is doing when he gives them free rein to call their own game. They're going to pay for it. If you really understand your book, you wouldn't be worried about that. Like, I need to do something about it. You would avoid it so that it can't even get it. Like a Jew, you'd be like, I can't touch that. It's death. I can't get it on me. Just let them go over there and screw themselves to the ground. And then after they're messed up, then I can explain to them why it happened and how God moved to help them. If I was Jesus today in 2025, I would make sure all the very poor people have $5 million in the bank and not these corrupt landlords. There's nothing wrong with the corrupt landlords. We just watched the economy get slammed because we did not respond when a prophet showed up and tried to warn, do you realize that in 2020 I was running around screaming, I am the prophet of Israel. I am the prophet for the God of Israel. You need to hear me. You will know that a prophet has been among you. I did everything that I could to take that office because I knew it was assigned to me. And then I was laughed at and mocked and whatever. And then everything that I kept saying just kept coming over and over, at one after another, just like that. And it's like, okay, I told you like 5 years ago, and today I can say, stand here and go, everything that I said happened. You don't count that? That doesn't count for something? What do you want? And it's like, we're bad. We're a wretched mess of yeah. If life mattered at all to me, I would be trying to live my life in like concern with the last few years that I got here. But I'm not, and that's why stiff neck, and like I understand how important it is that even if it cost me my life, even like Jesus being crucified, I understand the importance of what it is that I know. And so I don't know. I guess he gave it to the right person, right? Because I actually have a heart for it. I've done amazing, heartfelt things my entire life, including things that have ruined me or caused me a lot of problems. You know, imagine taking somebody that you thought, you know, you can't trust a heroin addict, but he was a friend of the family, and I'm trying to like rescue this guy from drugs and needles in his arms and shit. And this guy like comes in and disrupts my entire family, steals my wife even. Not, you know, it doesn't say much for her, does it? But, you know, it's like when you try to love in the name of the kingdom, some people might take advantage of you, right? And, you know, today, you know, I stopped, and it was really funny because these people are from my church, and I stop at a garage sale. They haven't seen me like this. And I'm walking around. They're being really, really nice to me. Really nice. Until they realize that I'm the person that the pastor kicked out of the church because I tried to warn him about all this stuff that was coming. And the best part is his name is Simon Peter. It's like, is that like some kind of a joke, Lord? Or do you just need to line everything up to the T? Like Simon Peter is going to be the one that is going to cause all the death and destruction and ruin in the world. Why? Because he just doesn't believe when somebody can show up and explain God to him. You got just as much God in you as I do. Okay? That spirit that makes me alive, same breath of life, sorry. It's what you do with it that makes the difference. You know, you got to serve on one of two sides. You either serve Father God or you serve the father of lies. And really, it's not even like a choice. The choice is decided by the works that you do. It's what you do that determines really who your father is. And that's where Christianity screws it up, because they say that works don't matter. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Works don't matter. How would you feel if you were starving on the side of the road and I pulled up in my Escalade with my, you know, fried rotisserie chicken smell blowing out the window, and I lean out and go, you know, God bless you. May God bless you. And it's like, really? He did. You showed up. Why didn't you bless him? You know, that's what we don't get about the teachings. Why was the person born blind? Why are they so messed up and sitting in my face like this? So the works of God can be displayed. Do something about it. Give them something to eat. Might be food, might be clarification on the scriptures. Do you know, I don't know how you feel, but do you know what it feels like to feel like God is against you? You got an enemy you can't even see, and he's beating the hell out of you. Anyway, hey bro, can you shout out my boy Nick Gurr? He's a huge fan. Of who? Me? Dude, I don't need fans. I need people that can understand what I'm saying and then have it like flip a switch in their mind, and then they go as absolutely crazy as I am. This needs to be known. This needs to be shared. People are killing each other for foolish reasons. We're literally serving a God that we don't know. See, our God is the God of gods. He sits here
Think earth and heaven. He created the heavens and earth, right? What's the door? The Lord. Where are all the other gods? In heaven. He's the God of all gods. So when we have to interface with these other gods, those gods actually obey him. He's even sovereign over them. We saw that with Jesus. Even the evil spirits obey him. Everything obeys our Lord. And that book just describes it's like looking at a machine, except that all the gears and the wheels and even the wheels within wheels, that's us. Wheels within wheels, that's God's throne. And what was the wheel that was within the wheel? That's the Spirit. You are like a wheel, but you have the Lord's Spirit in you. It's frustrating, man. Wait. Here, record this. Nick, where the hell are you? Ashton is over here like, you know what? He's putting up the front for you, man. And he's doing a good job. He's talking like huge fan and like even going through the point of like using up his own time, memory, device, whatever, to like bring me to you. Where the hell are you at? Are you working? Maybe instead, Nick, if you're such a huge fan, maybe you should move to New York and move in with me. And then I can personally teach you what I know. And then we can go out and really cause a bunch of problems and fix the world. But you just got to realize that the mourning for lost son, that's the first part. Because we lost a son that should not have been lost. So there you go. What's up, Nick? Speak of the devil, huh? It's okay. I'm the devil too, Nick. How are you, buddy? All right. So yeah. How about like some? Let's get useful here, okay? I mean, it's all right to have fun and chill out every once in a while. I don't want to go to heaven and sing songs and on my knees for like the rest of eternity. I really don't feel that that's what it's going to be like. Okay. So with regards to that though, any hard questions, like weird stuff, give me some weird stuff. Like, well, Jesus said this, but this don't make sense or something, those kinds of things, right? Let's see if we can, like carpenters, right? We got a busted table. One leg is a little shorter than the other. How do we go about it? Right? Do we disconnect the leg at the top in heaven and pull it down so that it can contact the earth and then, the table is stable? Or do we sacrifice the other three legs and go, this one's perfect. All you other three need to be made in line. And then we do the work that way. All of this is just work. If you love people, if you're that kind of a person where you just go out and you just feel like, yeah, you know what, you're set. God's in your heart. Good only comes from one place. Don't let anybody convince you that you need to kill somebody in order to be saved. That doesn't make sense, right? I got to kill somebody in order for me to do good? No. The worst part of the law, when you consider the law of God, one part would be, it would literally be like like a path. And the path would start out and there'd be nothing there. Nothing there and not even any hope of anything coming from there. And yet on the very same path, the other end, heaven. So it's like, how do you reconcile that? When it speaks of being defiled, for instance, it's just talking about your place in line. If I jump the line and get in front of somebody, all of this is in there. It's like, John, right? He who was before me now comes after me. And it's like, what do you know what John was saying? He was literally saying, he came to me as the Son of God, as in good, and now he's coming after me, baptizing with fire like the devil. And that's what the Lord does. The Lord, the Spirit of the Lord does everything. Anything that happens, done, made, created, whatever, it is of the Lord. That's why it said, even if all the books and all the libraries of the world couldn't contain it. But the books that need to be opened are our scriptures. When it says let the books be open, you're not looking for your name in some book. Oh, look, there's Joey Hacks. No. It doesn't go that way. It's hi Joey. It says your name is the best thing I can tell you to do. Is there's only two names, your name and the Father's name. I would deny yourself and say that you come in the Father's name instead of your own name, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Jesus said that, right? If a man came in his own name, you would accept him. And then he's doubled down and said, I am a man who has told you what I've heard from God. Now, whether you need a medication or what, it doesn't matter. He heard something from God. The God people should be listening. And that's what I don't have. I don't have any ears because they're expecting people to come flying out of the sky or something with all this stuff. And it's not going to happen. In the end, we will go, where is our God? And nobody's going to show up to save us because we are the people that should be saving us. It's our job. You want to be a Christ? Go love somebody. You want to be Antichrist? Don't follow the laws of God and go hurt people. It's that damn simple. It's a very easy world. Very. We've made it a hard place. But Dajabar Shikai. Oh my God, dude, that name is beautiful. Are you in India? Don't ask me to send any wine. I actually had one guy doing that. He was from India, and he said he wanted me to send him wine, and that's what I asked him. I said, "Are you in India?" And he says, "Yes." And I said, "Well, I can't do that. I would be the most terrible person in the world because I would be helping you to commit a crime that could, I don't know what happens if you drink wine in India. I know it's illegal, and you've got to follow the laws of the land. That's the bottom line. Whatever the laws of the land are, you have to follow them. Why? You are land. You are dirt, right? Consistency. That's how simple this book is. To overcome the earth doesn't mean to, it's to like to overcome your own self. To know that what makes this earth or dirt alive is that spirit. That's what should be honored. Not, when the Lord said the earth is holy and all that is in it. The only reason why this earth is holy is because he's in it. But what can I do? I can also block him out and stop him from being there, right? I can stop him from possessing the land, as they say. We don't know this book. It is so very freaking simple. I hate fights. They're stupid. And war, nobody wins. It's just rage without thinking. Then have you ever? I don't know. Have you ever had a rage event? I am personally responsible for a bar that doesn't exist anymore because I went there after I got out of the Marine Corps. Actually, no, that was before the Marine Corps. Yeah. Before I went in the Marines? Wow. That was before I went in the Marines. Wow. Oh my God. I must really be dangerous now. But I was in a bar. It was a college bar, and they would do this thing called like Thirsty Thursday, and you pay $20 to get in, which is really cheap. You couldn't do that nowadays. You drink 5 beers and you'd be done with that, right? But $20 to get in. They put a wristband on you, and then you just drink for free. They just they see your wristband and they'll give you whatever you want. You go up to the bar. They have certain drinks you can have. I think they had Alabama Slammers, tequila sunrises, screwdrivers. What else? I don't think they had. I don't know if they had rum and cokes or not. I don't know if I would have had one, but whatever. They have all these drinks. For $20, just drink as much as you want. Well, I'm sitting at a table, like right here, right? And I have just come back from the recruiter station, and I'm talking to, these are my friends, and I'm telling them, hey, I signed up for the Marine Corps, and I'm kind of telling them, trying to describe these videos that I've seen, right? And I mean, there's videos with the drill instructors yelling and whatever. So I am I'm imitating the video or whatever. I'm like yelling at my friends to kind of like that. And then all of a sudden this guy walks up and like pushes me on my head, kind of shows me like this. And I'm like, hey man, and he goes, stop yelling at my friends like that. And I'm like, whoa, who the hell is this? And I like look at everybody else, stop yelling at my friends. And that's, I do this. I'm like, he's your friend, like what's up? And they're like, no, he's all right, Pete. He joined the Marine Corps. He's just telling us about a movie. Get out of here. And they were trying to run the guy off. I start back into saying my story with these guys. And all of a sudden it's like this. I get one of these. And I'm like, and I'm sitting at a table in a chair. And you know how you scooch up to the table so it's like up to your belly? Well, when you stand up, the table's gone, right? Well, this one was bolted to the floor with probably 30 drinks, because we would go up to the bar. Yeah, I need, one wristband. Yeah, give me 15 drinks. You're the runner for your friends, right? And I stood up, spilled all the drinks all over my friend, and I hit this guy one time. And it wasn't like I was so powerful, but he was so off balance. He was drunk. He was being stupid. And he got what he got coming. I blew him into the floor. He staggered back and fell against the bar, smashing his head off of they have like a little rail where you rest your feet, on the bar. They don't want you to put your feet on the wood is what it is. But you got like a bar rest for your feet, the rail. He he took a good hit. And then he stands up and he's like just, he doesn't know which way is up. He got it good. Pow. But he stands up and he just hits the first person he sees. He's just like in like, I don't know, chaos mode, man. And he hits the first person, he knocks that guy down. That guy did the same exact thing. And then the whole place just went like, and everybody, it was just like fights everywhere. And then some chick decided that it was my fault that the fight got started. So this woman is like, she's like, her boyfriend got beat up, and it was, I got sucker punched. It's like, I didn't start it. I'm defending myself, and she's over here, and she's doing this, swinging at me with her, trying to fight me like a woman, right? And I'm like, trying to fend her off. She caught me a couple times. She ground my face, man. I went into boot camp with 4 stripes on my jaw, where she got me, and I was just trying to I couldn't hit her. It's a woman, right? My first wife hit me in the spine with a frying pan when I was bent over in the oven putting a TV dinner in there. And she did it because she wanted me to get mad because she was cheating on me, and she knew I should probably have kicked her ass royal. But it's not the kind of person, you don't hit a woman. It's in me, right? I'm sorry. I got to run. I got to do something. Just get away from it, right? Oh, that's not a woman if it's doing that. And you shouldn't hit it. And Yeah. But it turned out bad. She backed me into they had like a DJ booth. This was a nice bar. Right. Like I said, it was right out. It was out like in a college bar zone, right? All the college kids go there to party. And this was a long time ago, obviously, 1983. And was that 82? No, I signed up it had to be 83. So she backs me into the record booth, and when a DJ, if you ever seen a DJ, they don't put the albums like in the sleeves, like in the covers, the album covers. They just build a rack, and they, it's kind of, it's cool the way they do it. It makes sense. It's functional. They just make a rack that will hold the records, and they just, with a saw, they just cut slots, and then you just, put the record in the slots. So there's like how big was that thing? Probably like a 12 by 8. It was 12 foot and 8 foot high, and just all records in there. And when the guy needed a record, he had like a list. He'd be like, "Oh, I need A26," and he'd look up in the thing, and he would look at slot A26. I mean, I guess if you wanted to be mean, you could juggle all this shit around him. That'd be pretty mean, actually. Yeah, but yeah, she backed me into the DJ booth, trying to get her off of me. I hit the record thing. She backed me into the records, and then the whole freaking rack of records and everything fell on us. And I remember sitting outside the bar after that fight, and I didn't remember it, because that's what happens when I get in a fight. If you push me across the line, I'm not in any mode of like consciousness. I don't remember when I get mad. And I asked him, I go, "Did I fight good?" I didn't know. I go, "Did I fight good? Did I?" And he was sitting there, and he like looked at me, and he goes, he was like afraid of me. And you know what happened? I lost all my friends that night, because they saw, they were just hanging around Chrissy the sissy, and then guess what happened? Somebody took the Catholic guy that had been sucking dick at 7 years old and pissed him off, and he snapped. And we destroyed the place. You want to know what the name of the bar was? It's prophetic. It was called the In Between. INN, between. Perfect. That's where I am. I'm sitting in the middle ground, trying to show people the narrow path. Nobody wants to see it. Rather fight. What am I to do? I can't force what it is that I have. And it's just like exactly as it's spoken. I will send somebody before you, but you must listen to what they say. And they can't save you. They're just like an advisor. What was Jesus? Mighty counselor, right? That's what it is. Our book is killing us because we don't understand it. And that's it. I'm gonna go take a potty break. But my air riser EQ is probably fully warmed up, and we like to detach at about 200 degrees Celsius. And so I'll be back in just a few. Think of some hard Bible questions, like confusing stuff, right? Let's work on some. Let's make this, let's make it for a purpose, right? Are there weird questions in the Bible that bother you? Let's work on that, because you know what? I'll give you, I'll be honest and say, maybe I don't give you the right answer. But if I give you something to think about, you'll see that there are other answers that fit than the ones that you think already fit. And I'm going to tell you something. My answer is going to fit a whole hell of a lot better than the other answers that you get. Because number one, you're not going to have to kill anybody to save yourself. You're going to be as a Jew, and you're going to understand that. I mean, if I had to be anything, what people don't understand is that Jesus was a Jew. Do you realize that? Jesus was not the first Christian. He was a Jew. And when you can understand the things he was saying and what he was teaching and everything from a Jewish perspective, it's a weird moment because it's like you go, you're like, uh-oh, wait a minute, because you understand all this stuff. And then once somebody shows it to you in the right way, then you get it. And it's this division between Christianity and Judaism doesn't need to be there. And it's gotten so bad actually that what has actually happened, this is weird, really weird, that the rabbis, this is true, this is fact, this is weird, check it out for yourself. The rabbis do not want anybody to read Psalm 53 without a rabbi being present to interpret it. So that's like saying you can't read that because why? Hey, it's my birthday, 8/26. Yeah. See, what the Jews don't understand is that can God become man, right? Can God enter this place as a man? And I'm going to say yes, he already has. Go look in the mirror. That spirit that's in you that gives you life, the dirt. Okay, well, congratulations. Now, if you're going, no, I'm not godly and I don't believe in any of that, that's nothing I'm teaching has to do with any of that. I'm trying to show you what you're up against, a rule book that can't be broken, that's written kind of like, gravity works this way. Can you defy gravity? Sure, for a little while. And what goes up comes down, man. And that's how simple and easy it is. And it's been turned into a killing people, crusades, some invisible boogeyman chasing you around, responsible for everything bad that you do. I don't know about you, but I'm going to take responsibility for everything that I've done myself. I think that's the right thing to do. I don't want to involve anybody, not even Jesus. It's like, I appreciate he came and he did the teachings. I know that what he did was important and even necessary. But as far as killing him, no. I'm out on that. But anyway, Goku. Goku. They're into everything. All this old stuff they can connect to and then feel like they're doing something right. It's crazy. All right, I'll be back in a few. I don't say a prayer and have a party because I have died.
I hate pain. I hate pain. Hi, can you see yourself? Oh man, easy to spot. That's okay, man. I remember some of my family actually lives down the street. They don't like me very much, but you want to know what the one guy who doesn't like me? You want to know what his daughter did for me? It was really cool because when I first moved here, when I before I married my wife, we were hanging out. She took me to a Christmas party for her family, and little Haley walks up and she grabs me around the legs and goes, "I love you." And I was like, I needed to hear that, right? And I was like, "Oh." Well, later on, what she did was she actually drew in the street, and she was so excited about it. Came, ran, and got me the tree of life. She and across the whole, like with not crayons, chalk, right? Giant. And I was like, just whoa, I was taken back. It was like, yeah, she has the spirit. She's a good kid. Right now, she's running around with people that are teaching her to be mean and judgmental, but she'll figure it out. I'm kind of glad that she's young. She's got time to grow out of it, right? She's she this is the thing about Haley. Haley is a she's gonna cut her own way someday, and someday her father is going to be very surprised by the things that she is going to accomplish in the name of the Lord. Yes. And it's like awesome. I just like, oh man, I'll be dead. But I it elevates me, helps me. I don't know. He's doing stuff here. Are we helping out? What are we doing to facilitate? Right. Remember, two teams, sheep or goats. Which one are you on? So this is me. Sucks, man. I want that Christian body that I was promised, where nothing hurts, and the what do they call it? The incorruptible body. And it's like you don't even know what being raised incorruptible means. It means that God has picked you up out of the crap and no one can corrupt you anymore. It has nothing to do with people, you know, mystical, crazy ass supernatural experience of people coming out of the dirt, right? I'm sure if that happened, if that really happened, you realize in Jesus crucified, there was an earthquake, the shroud ripped. There are some things that are okay to go, well, that was an earthquake. I can believe that. But all the graves cracked open and people came up out of their graves and were walking around the streets. I'm sorry. Anything like that is going to appear in more places than the Bible. Okay. And so what does that mean then? But they wrote it. Well, we have this problem of wanting to see more, to trying to pull people in. Like we false hope, you know? It's kind of like me. It would be like me separating myself from you as to say, like, I'm better than you. And I can't do that. I can't, no matter how hard I try, because the me that is me is the spirit that's in me that animates the dirt, dust, me, said dirtbag. Well, guess what? You're a dirtbag too.
And you get the same exact spirit. So for me to be in conflict with you is kind of wrong. It's almost like me punching myself in the face or whatever, troubles we decide to elevate it to. It makes no sense. We totally don't understand this book. It's like it's not right. It's really not right. Now that's a concept. That's weird. You want to know what I was just going to say? This might concern you. I know that our God, if there wasn't some kind of knowledge, tree of knowledge, scriptures, that kind of stuff for us to use as a weapon against each other, that everything would be okay. And I was about to say, whoever created that should be destroyed. Ooh, sounds rough, doesn't it? Well, I would say that whoever created it should be destroyed, but whoever made it, well, that's good. And you're like, what do you mean, created and made? Yeah, that's when the Lord rested from everything what he created and made. Go look at Isaiah 45:7. Look at what things are created and what things are made or formed. Look at the things that are created and kind of open your eyes. And then when it says it, when man was created, that's what we were made as. We were made as evil that shouldn't know about evil. Just waiting there just in case, but don't cross the line. Thanks, Eve. And then we just kind of rebooted creation because on the Sabbath, what what we're trying to attain here is ultimately would be referred to as the Sabbath rest, right? So it would be the Lord's Sabbath upon everybody, you, me, everything, and everybody, just how it was supposed to be before it got old. Like, I guess seventh day, you'd call it, right? It would be like the seventh day before things got bad. And he rested from all he made and created, which honestly, darkness and evil are created. Peace is formed and made. Is there anything else left to be made? I guess that would be the point. Right? Come on, you. I saw you flying around here. I'm going to zap you. We're fighting with a book. Killing each other with it. That'd be an awesome book to write. I should call it Paper Cuts. It would be about the futility of man trying to serve God when God is like, you can't serve me. I have to do everything because I'm jealous. and he still pulls that off. Yes. That's the paradox. That's what I can explain. It's why I'm screaming for rabbis and pastors, preachers, teachers, please come. Anybody, get this off of me so you can share in it. Because once I show it to you, you can't unsee it. It is, remember when it says their eyes were open? Oh, yeah. That's what I feel like. I feel like the Bible's written in reverse and we're going, we don't really know what evil is. We're kind of involved in it, whatever, but we don't really know what it is. And I'm going to tell you something. When I am able to open the eyes of the people that I need to open to see this thing, do you remember when they took from the tree and then they hid from the Lord? That is the back of the Bible as the front of the Bible. Remember when they hid in the rocks? Everybody's going to be like, because it's a math equation. It's mathematics. Our God is math. Math or aftermath. And the equation is 0 times 0 equals God. Does that bother you that I can divide by 0? Let me know in the comments. Maybe that will keep them away. You know how it says when he appears, you will be like him? It's really weird because I realize it. It's like whatever his spirit is, it's inside of us, you know? And it's a hard thing because, like, you I mean, who do you talk to? You wander off into the loneliest of places and beg, show me what I'm supposed to do. Why isn't this working? Please help me. You know I love everybody. I love you. What the hell's the problem? And you start. Here's what I wonder or think about, right? I wonder if, because I know that you are a Messiah, okay? I'll put that on you. Because we all are. The Son of Man is in us. It's what he was talking about, where it's supposed to wake us up. But in that way, think about what Jesus said. When the Son of Man returns, will he find faith? And the funny thing is it's kind of like, that's what I struggle with. Is the faith that he's supposed to find be the people on the earth? Or does the Son of Man have to have faith? And that's what I found is yes, the Son of Man, you need to have faith. So like when it says when the Son of Man returns, we're expecting somebody to come flying out of the clouds. This is a spiritual thing. You're just a bag of dust. What changes you and makes you different? A spirit. And that's what we don't understand about this, right? Some things are consciousness. You have certain thoughts, and we've turned everything into science trying to dissect how it is that we act. The shit's all in the Bible, man. All of it. And it somehow, you want to talk translation. It's more like anti-translation, if I had to say that. And it's like, the people that I need to speak to, they're not low on the totem pole, So I have to, in the least, have a level of understanding. Maybe this person hasn't even seen me yet. He's got like 50,000 followers, and I drop a video in here. Yeah, Dan, I'd like to talk to you. Hey, buddy, give my phone number, whatever. Well, if the guy doesn't respond, I got two ways I can consider that. Either he hasn't seen it, and I got to wait. I got to give him give God grace is what I have to do, right? God, why didn't you move him to see that? Who am I giving grace to? I'm saying, hey, all right, I got to hold on a minute, right? I realize, I got to chill. And so that's what I'm up against. What I have is going to change the whole damn world. I promise you. I promise you. It's going to change our world. And people are going to be either looking at me like I'm the Messiah or the Antichrist. And I'm just a man, okay? That your problems that you've decided to identify and turn into words, go look in a mirror, okay? If you can't understand that book is the sword that is destroying us, I'm sorry. But it's the word of God. Well, I'm just saying then I guess you're serving a God you don't know. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. You think. And what did Jesus say? But we cast out demons. We don't. Away from me. I never knew you. And it's funny. I never knew you. What does that mean? It's all spiritual. Man knows a woman, she has a kid. Jesus knows you, you bear his children, his fruit. It's weird, but you folks will bear my children. Because see, right now, if you're sitting here watching me for all this time, I am knowing you. We're looking at each other, and we're joining our spiritual forces together, or whatever the hell you want to call it, right? we're on the same team, and there's only two. So I can know you. I'd like for you to know me. My words have an effect on your side, right? If I'm just sitting here and I get nothing, it's all one way, and that is not that highway that goes through the desert goes in two directions. Okay, the one thing's weird. The lane that goes north is kind of straight, and the one that's south, it's full of potholes, toll booths, deer running out in front of your car, women that need their tire changed, and when you pull over, they mace you, and then you get locked up for 3 or 4 days before you can get back on the road again. Bitch on the south side, man. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. Here we go. Don't say anything. Would you believe my friend lives in there and I'm actually trying to raise money to save her? I've taken money out of my retirement account to try and help her, actually. I can't do it by myself. I've tried to encourage other people. Her family did the most terrible thing to her. They did identity theft on their own family. And because her husband he was like borderline, what do you call it? Like dementia. They took advantage of him. They hid him in a care facility saying he wasn't right. And he has problems with anger. People, if I was to say something bad to you, obviously, if you got upset, I should expect that, right? It's fair. So they hid him there. She had no idea how to get in touch with him. And then they started robbing he's worked for the state. He was a security guard. That place should be paid by all the money that they have. They took all the money. She couldn't find it. I've tried everything that I can to help her. It's like, I need assistance. And honestly, the assistance I need is more than money. It would be nice if the police around here would do something, because I reported it several times. I paid my own money with my own credit card to do address changes to try to see if I could reroute stuff back to her. And I don't know how they're doing it, but she gets no mail. It's like, it's really sad, because she's in there and it's not a good situation. But like I said, she's and I run people off. It makes me feel sad, because what am I going to do? Get mad at God because he didn't give me a bunch of money? Maybe if I didn't drink as many beers, or I could sell my motorcycle, I guess, and help her out. You know anybody who wants to buy a motorcycle? 2003 Roadstar, huh? Adult Protective Services? What the hell is that? What? Why do you have to protect an adult?
They would help her.
Are you kidding me? Who the hell are you? What's your name?
My name's Christine.
And my name's Chris. Thank you, Lord. We always show up in teams like that. Adult Protective Services? Okay. No, I got it. I'm gonna have to research this. You're good.
Yeah, you can look it right up on the internet.
Well, I know that.
Protective Services.
I'm unfortunately, I was in the military, and they told me I have an IQ of 178, and what I should have been able to figure out really quickly was, why am I accepting a job where I go around and hurt people? It solves nothing. You want to know what kind of warrior I am today as a Marine? I only need one bullet, and then I don't have to harm a single person, and I'm out of that game. It's a bad thing. We need to love each other in this thing,
Yeah.
That's it. We all got afraid when COVID hit, and everybody, it's I'll tell you something this is an honest thing. You can research it. Like I said, I got a lot of beans up here. People don't understand me because I speak at a higher level, but check this out. Your body, when you are a carrier of a communicable disease that's airborne, You go through 2 stages. The first stage is you transmit the disease, and that's actually by God's design. There's a purpose for that, because if enough people get it, and then in the Bible it says unclean, stay away. So once you get sick, you stay away. So watch what happens. I get sick, I stay away until I'm totally cured. I'm a Jew. I understand what the rabbis did. They get you in there, and it's kind of creepy how their medicine isn't. It's the beginnings of it, right? They had some weird stuff, but fine. But the rabbi would figure out once you were cured, guess what happens once your disease is cured? That's what herd immunity is. Because now instead of breathing a contagion, you're actually breathing the antibodies. You, the survivor, are now here to help the people that, so nobody else has to do it. And all that would have had to happen if the Jews in 2020, when I tried to contact the prime minister and his wife, I tried to contact everybody about a book that was going to show up and prove itself. And everybody laughed. And here we are. And it's weird because, like, for instance, I'll give you an example of what happens when you deny God. Your beliefs are what they are. If you believe in Santa Claus, you're probably going to get a bill January, about Christmas. You can't write it off and tell the company he doesn't exist, right? So your beliefs wind up like a chain to the things that you can do, right? If you believe that there was fire at the end of my porch, either you're wild or you wouldn't step off of it if you really believed it, right? So your beliefs chain you into a certain kind of thing. And that book has become very dangerous to us, okay? It is the great sword that has taken peace from the earth. You want responsibility on the other side of the planet there? You only got one thing to do it. Where I would say that, because again, as being somebody who understands, I would say that it isn't the book that's bad, it's our misunderstanding of it. It can literally be as a weapon, and it's very damn dangerous, but yeah. No, I hope you guys are like way. What do you got there? What's the little one? Huh? What's the name? Colton?
Yes.
That's a good name. That's a very good name. There you go. That's me doing ministry. These are the people that I talk to, and in that way hope that they'll say, I saw this guy and he said some stuff, and it would be, I would appreciate if it was like, go check them out, and they're talking to like their pastor instead of like a cop. It's like, what the hell have I done there? I think that was fair and kind and whatever. It's hard because when you bring in anything spiritual, you're now trying to inject into a conversation something that seems like it can't be proven. You want me to prove God? I absolutely can. Absolutely can. I will prove to you. And then what happens is, though, atheist, Hindu, whatever, you're going to be like, uh-oh, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. And it's just as simple as the realization of the idea is that you are a God, a small g God. And what runs this joint is the God of all gods, God of gods. What's the point of saying God of gods if there's no other gods? God of all the gods, even the false gods? What? And that's what it is. This book is misunderstood because it's from a time, I don't know, chivalry, care. I want to say that, what's caused all our troubles, really and honestly? Fear. All of it is fear. If I fear the Lord, it's simple. I do exactly what he wants. And me, I can't escape it. I'm going to die probably with a microphone at the end of my face. Help. And who cares? At least I did what I was supposed to do. 60 years worth of life, and you're talking about what? How much time in this place could I affect if I did the right thing and it grew, right? If I planted a good seed, right? And that's what it's about. Somehow we've been convinced that we're ruthless, damn criminals with no hearts in our chest. And that's what the Lord is going to use to soften us. We're going to, you know, when he hardens our heart, we're, you know, he's going to, these times are going to get as tough as it needs until you see me. Like people going, hey, that guy. It will get as tough as it needs. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying this is how it's supposed to go. If this is the time, he'll keep beating the hell out of everybody. Everything is going to go bad. Gas prices, milk prices, wars, just whatever. And it'll either be you're going to listen to somebody that has come to give you a help way to see what the hell's going on here, or you're of your own demise, which is, I get it. Then it's kind of interesting because his spirit is in us and gives us that free will. If you won't even listen to your own where that came from, then I don't know. It's like it's like something that needs to be culled or put down or destroyed. It's like, I don't need that to keep reproducing. Certainly not as a God. So I have to knock it down. And that's the thing. We don't get it, right? You are gods. What that phrase right there should just say to us, do you know how much trouble you can cause with what it is that I have given you, free will? Ugh. And here we are. Hey, 153 minutes, or 1 hour and 53 minutes. I like that number, 153. The fish from both sides. Even if you feel like you've caught enough on one side, just fish the other side anyway, just in case, and make sure you get them all, every last one of them. Everybody counts. Sheep and goats. It's funny, like the eternal destruction that's talked about. Remember how Jesus said, my words will not pass away? That's what you're fighting against, literally. You're fighting against the promises of God. You're fighting against the promises. The promises are for curse as well as blessings. So like when he says, dude, just suck it up. And, if you'll humble yourselves and I'll repair your land, all of those things all do what they're supposed to do. Follow them as simply as they might seem to be. We're out of it. We're done. We escaped this, whatever this is. I really think that I'm probably a watcher. And I wonder if Jesus wasn't a watcher. Because in the book of Enoch, do you want to know what it talks about? It talks about the watchers were making covenants and eating each other's flesh and drinking each other's blood. Whoa. Could Jesus have been a watcher that showed up? I don't know. There's a lot of evidence of that. Oh my God, that guy's hung like a freaking horse. I'm watching my neighbor's window. He's watching corn. Oh, no, don't. Oh. That's wrong, man. Everything was fine up until that point. What the hell are you doing there? I could go get my bird call thingy. It's pretty cool, actually. It makes good bird sounds. Oh, man. Do you know any Native American like Seneca or any Indian language? Because you know what I would say right now? Hoga hey. Yeah, my Native American name is Loco Honyo'o. Means crazy white man. Seriously. That was my mother-in-law gave me that name. I think she's going to be the first one that I go to hug, even before my own real mom, because you know, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have my wife. It was weird because she almost reminded me of my mom. She's really, my mom was only 4'11", and I don't know, was she 4'8"? Maybe she was 4'8". You really felt like the big sun, you know, when your mom walked up, but she's barely 4 foot tall, right? So not even 5 foot tall. So it's like, you're a big man in your own family, I guess, uh, oh, he's just trying to drown me out. He'll kick up as soon as I start. He'll be quiet. Watch. I'm not trying to get your girlfriend, man. I don't know if I could. No, I've never fertilized those kinds of eggs. I used to say that. That was my joke. You know, when people say, "How do you like your eggs?" I'd say fertilized. I like kids. I have 2 daughters. They already died. They were born and buried on the same day and for their birthday. That was how I got to be a dad. Maybe I shouldn't have wished that, I didn't have to change any diapers. I have to be careful about the things I ask for because they show up. It's weird when you wish death on somebody and then they die. It's not right. I'll just say this. I know I didn't do it. I know who controls the days of my life. Do I feel bad about saying it? Sure. Absolutely. No question at all. I would like to be forgiveness 100%, but you know, when people have you backed into a corner and they're punching you in the face, kicking you in the nuts, and taking everything you got, you know, while you're sitting there, yeah, it's hard to just keep your cool, you know. And it's weird because in the times where I have kept my cool, you know, because I'm like non-revenge. I just, you know, there are psalms. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are psalms where it says, "Hey, my enemies are against me. Take them out. I've had it." And I say those prayers sometimes, and that those things happen. People die. I've had people eaten by sharks. A guy died of a heart attack in his driveway. He was 24 years old. He's playing, you know, basketball with his daughter. I just think of that. It's like the daughter. That part just bothers me. It's like the daughter was there to watch, but it's biblical. What is the part of the father that messes him up? The daughter, the woman. It's like the father sleeping with the daughter, literally. The Torah. See, the Torah was made for us. The law of God was made for us to guide us. It would be like God using the law against us, like intentionally against us. It is for and against us. It's both of those things. Both. But our Lord is not evil, even though, you know, as per scripture, that's where evil is from. It was created by him. It's not that hard to understand. Whatever you do, your action is either good or evil. If you've done something good, you've like completed a work of God. It's done and over. Nothing can ever touch it. Since it's good, it will always be good. Nothing can defile it. It can't happen. Evil is different. If you do a bad work, and guess what happens? I hate this. I'm being drawn to the TV. You know what I mean? I'm just a man like everybody else. I need to get known. Node. Interesting. They call it a node. The little appendage thing. There are so many screwed up. It's like, I can't help it, but it feels, I know it's not the case, but it feels like our God is just like picking on us, making fun of us, and so on. When I realize what is actually occurring, it's not that he's picking on us. You know, it says God's not mocked. It's almost like when you try to mock him, you wind up being mocked. And then, of course, then, you know, we write it off as sense of humor. But really, our God, you know, he doesn't have a sense of humor. It's all seriousness all the time. It's sheeps and goats, left and right, up and down, north and south, wet and dry, male and female, day and night. Like that. There's no center ground with comedy. We can have that. But he can't have that. He can't, I guess he can't enjoy that, right? It's funny because you hear people and they go, "Oh, God can do anything." And it's like, no, that's actually very wrong. Our God cannot do anything. He's bound to a tighter set of rules than we are. We have grace. What is grace? Well, it allows you to screw up. He can't. Because if he does, is he still God? See what I'm saying? You know what it is? You don't want to know why I can understand all this the way I do? Please, whoever you are, if you're watching this video, please don't elevate me. Do not, okay? Of all things, I would rather die in my sleep, drop dead right here, right now, than you to make that mistake. Do not elevate me, okay, to some lofty position. If you're gonna do anything, if it would be this, we're the same. I just get it. I just need to give you a hand and help you to get where I am so that you may be there. But it doesn't mean that I'm better than you. No stone atop above another. No equality. All about equality. Once you, I think about it, once you remove equality, what happens? Unequal, friction. That's how it works. And that is the equalizer right there. The equalizer between all of us is that the very same thing, that gives me life as per scriptures. If and that's the, if somebody's a goat and they don't believe in any of this, you don't need to convert them. Realize that God has already written the laws on their heart. They're actually ahead of us, if you can believe it. Remember where it says, neighbor will not teach neighbor because all will know the Lord? That's what you need to focus on. What does it mean to know the Lord? Is it up here in your head? Or is it a spiritual fruit relationship where the Lord knows you, you have fruit, his children, his fruit, you're that's why we're the bride. It's like the bride of Christ. But guess what? The Christ, or the Lord, this is what it says about the Lord. And this is where, when it talks about Elohim and Yahweh Elohim, very different. Very different. Why? Because I can, in the very least, say, according to scriptures, doctrine, everything that's written, and even when Samuel comes up, remember when Saul goes to the witch of Endor? Is that Endor? Is that? I don't know. That sounds kind of. Isn't Endor from like Lord of the Rings or some shit? I don't know. Anyway, but the witch, I think it's the witch of Endor he goes to, and what does she say? I see Elohim, and guess what? You are Elohim. You are a spirit that is inhabiting dust. So when it says that he created all the heavenly hosts, it's literally talking to all of the components of the things that will allow him to give his spirit into, right? And again, this is like some new age shit. This is everything Jesus taught. Just wow, what have we done? He made it so simple. Love each other, right? And I'm telling you, we're fighting a damn book, and we're in a battle that we can't win by fighting. It's like the only way that you can win the fight is to make that choice. I refuse to fight. Well, what happens when nobody's fighting? What are we all going to sit around going, that's got to be a very damn interesting thing, isn't it? When we all decide all at once to go, this is stupid. What are we doing? We're idiots. We blow up the whole Middle East. And then we spend all the money we spent on bombs and whatever. And now we got to go back and rebuild it. I don't want to think conspiracy theory, but if I had to place common sense onto such idiocy, it would be to say they're doing this on purpose so they can give jobs to people, to keep people busy. blow it up and then let them rebuild it. Yeah, but people are going to get killed. Who gives a shit? They got to have something to do. What are they going to do? Sit around like the apostles looking at the sky, waiting for Jesus? You know the guy ain't coming. They could be saying something like that. Do you realize that? I could be like, there could be the Illuminati looking at me and going, this son of a bitch knows. How does he know? How do you figure it out? And then the Illuminati is going, well, the only way he's supposed to be able to figure it out is if the Spirit of God is with him. Uh-oh. Where's my bullet? Where's my fucking red dot on my head? Get boom, splatter my skull and get me the hell out of here. You people are idiots. You're all killing each other in the name of a book, and I'm sorry. I can help you, okay? But I can't do the work. That's the problem. I'm just a manager. Remember that wicked manager that was cutting all the bills for everybody? That's like grace in action. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take all the bills that you owe for all the things that you owe to God, and I'm trying to go, no, don't worry about it. You don't understand. And they're like, you're going, but you're robbing God. And I'm like, the hell I am. He's going to be happy about what I'm doing. Because why? You're going to be happy with me. And ultimately, you will be happy with what matters most. Our God, our Father in heaven. And that's all that matters to me. I don't care about anything else. I just don't want pain. I don't want to hurt. That's all I don't want. And I've prayed for crazy things, but do you know what I prayed for? I want the nuclear war to come because I know I won't feel anything. I've suffered for about, I don't know how many years, but it feels like thousands of years when your body just hurts, but you still got to work and do what you got to do. And, you just go, I'm old. It's just how it goes. And it's like, I don't want to go out suffering and pain and gasping for breath and all that shit. I want rapture. I want to go up in a vapor. And I don't believe in the rapture thing because I can prove it's wrong. So if I get to go up in a vapor, that's what I want. Because since I don't believe in the other one, I think that scripture should be fulfilled. And it should be fulfilled for the many. In other words, the more that people that believe in God, there are a lot of people that believe in the rapture, and that's power. That's power because where two or more are gathered, I am there, right? So the more people that you get believing in the ways of God, that's where our power comes from. If we don't unite, fellowship, sorry, we're going to go the way of our forefathers, back to the dust. And it's, it's not what is wanted for us. This is certainly not what our God wants for us, but we bring it upon ourselves. And it's fair that way. That way we're paid exactly as what we deserve. Some people would like, give me a break, right? Give me a sale price. Give me this. Give me grace, whatever. I don't want any of that shit. I don't want grace. Because grace to me is complacency if you take it for granted. There's nothing wrong with grace, but it's not what people think it is. It is evil that is used for good. Getting away with something in the face of God, denying him what he is supposed to get so you can get grace, I'm going to go that's probably, it's nice that he does that. I don't want to be on that side. I'd rather do every single thing, whatever it is that he wants, including even if I don't understand it. Because I know that if I cause my God to have grace, I've caused him to have partiality, and I've caused him to do evil. Because it says he will not have partiality. So if I cause my God to have partiality even against my own destruction, guess what I have done? I've caused my God to do evil. for my benefit. You want to talk about grace? I take it very seriously. Very seriously. You know what it is? I bet these scholars, like, they hear me ramble. There was one guy that was listening to me. He goes, he called me on the phone. He said, I can listen to you all day long. Maybe you're even listening. Are you out there, Noah? um, are you one of the 3 that are watching right now? There's one person that always shows up all the time. I always get one person. I wish I knew who that person was, because I'd bring them on board. I'd be like, you know what? At least show up. Either you're babysitting and watching me thinking I'm, you know that something's going on. I just want to say that that's a very good thing, because now you're seeing something from the outside of this existence bringing 2 things together, which is what it's about. Want to hear some weird things I think about? All right, so dig this. You ready? Where 2 or more are gathered, I am there. Well, we know that the sun or the star, like a star, although it does have great mass, it sends out like energy forever, right? It's almost like, where does it come from, kind of thing, right? So now I want you to think about or consider something, right? All right, I got bugs flying around. Oh, there goes one. I saw something light up. I'll just wave this around and then I'll kind of I'll zap them with my laser beam. What the hell was I talking about? I don't care. Nobody's listening anyway. I got 0 comments. I'm rambling. Nobody wants to know what I'm saying. I get it. It's too much. But if you had the fear of the Lord, that thing that his delight, when it says his delight is in the fear of the Lord, I totally get that. Because if you fear the Lord, dude, you can't fail. It's the Job thing, right? He's an upright man that fears God and shuns evil. And see, well, oh my God, I just saw something. The Lord, but God is good and evil. So it's kind of the same. It's like Job knows the Lord in the least, because he fears God. Who's God? Elohim, right? You are Elohim. And when the days of Noah, do you realize that God transferred the fear of him to the fear of us? He literally said, okay, assholes, you take over here. They're not going to pay attention to me anymore. You got it. Uh-oh. Guess what? You're like gods. And we keep getting more and more like gods. What is the ultimate thing that God can do? Destroy everything to rubble so it can be rebuilt. We'll be able to destroy it to rubble, but we're going to have a pretty damn hard time rebuilding after that. And probably why I'm here. You would not believe my life over the past 5 years. Like the money I haven't spent. Motorcycle sitting. Do you know what it's like to blow your nose in the same tissues and then hang them off to the side so they can dry out? And then you pick them up and they're like some kind of paper mache shit. It's like, then you rip it apart and try to blow your nose into a piece of cardboard, right? And then that gets old. So then you just run the sink water and blow your nose into your booger, into your fist, and then just rinse your hands off. I can't wait to get this beard off of me. And when I do, people ain't never going to see me again. I'm going to just say, all right, I've had it. They don't get it. I'm going to say, Lord, I will come to a point where I will just have to break, and I'll go, Lord, I feel like I'm overstepping my bounds. I guess it ain't their time. Do with them what you will. It's not what I want, but I get it, right? And if I keep trying to, what do they say? If it's of man, it'll fail, right? And that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm failing. So it feels like it's of man. And why is that? Because there's a lot of people watching me that are saying exactly that. That ain't God. That's of man. Look, he's drinking a beer. He's using cannabis. I'd like to show this guy how wonderful I looked at the point in my life where I got my medical marijuana ID card. I looked a whole hell of a lot different and I felt a whole hell of a lot different. Okay. And I'm definitely in a better state now. But really, if I had the money to raise like a bounty, okay, what I would do is I would put a bounty out there for anybody that could get some pastor or theologian or somebody that I can explain what it is that I see, so that then this person with their quote unquote name can then go in the direction they got. And that totally sounds like what? Devil, false prophet kind of stuff, right? Can you see it? Oh, it's creepy. Hey, what kind of dog is that? What are you doing? Huh?
It's a Jack Russell.
No, wait, come here. Wait. Oh, no. Is it a puppy? Oh. Do you got a lot of energy? No, you, not the dog. Okay, good, because the dog's going to need that. Oh, it was great. A little Jack Russell Terrier puppy. Whew. You ever seen a Jack Russell Terrier? Oh, my God. That is a personality dog. Oh, man. Yeah, see? Forget about God. I want to get back to my life, man. That's how easy it's going to be for me. Boom! Abandoned ship, just like Jonah. Throw me in the sea. It's too late. We already did. What? Yeah. The sea didn't recognize you. There was no great fish to swallow you up and spit you into the dry land, into the house of fish. Nineveh means house of fish, by the way. That takes 3 days to cross. Yeah, one wet giant fish in the ocean and a whole bunch of dry fish in the land. Jonah slept in the boat. Jesus slept in the boat. Jesus calmed the seas. Jonah was thrown into the seas. Weird. All sitting there in front of our faces, thousands of years. And we are blundering, damn criminal idiots. Why? Why in the hell would God want to save this at this stage? People are going to blow, their minds are going to be blown if this gets out. Okay? Talk about the pillars of heaven being shaken. Wow. And oh my God, I think, what's going to happen? I'm already getting worried because I'm noticing my subscriber base is growing, and most people want that to happen. Are you kidding me? I'm jumping into like the public with a knife and burying my throat and going, yeah, no, I got the answer. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch from a distance, and if I see that people are kind of understanding it, oh, I'm so out of here. That's all I want. I just need people to see what I can see. Just like Paul said, I would gouge out my eyes and give them to you. What the hell do you think Paul was talking about? He's saying, if you could understand what I'm trying to teach you, and expressed it in the way of literally gouging out his own eyes. And it's like, that's kind of gross, but that's not what he was talking about. He was saying, dude, I'm trying to show this to you. And he's so frustrated. And that's how I am, because it's not hard. This is not hard. It is an acceptance kind of thing. Either you go, oh my God, he's right. And you know what? You're going to sit on the fence and you'll chew it up, beat it up. You can sit on the fence as long as you want. You're not going to be able to refute what it is that I say. And you know why I say that? Because were it possible to refute what I'm saying, I would have been smart enough to refute myself out of this whatever it is that I got myself into here. I don't want to do this. Are you kidding me? I had different visions of the end of my life. Nice house, kids, hot rod in the car, nice garage with maybe epoxy floor, snap-on toolbox, everything, just laid out like science project, okay? And like oh man, yeah. Nothing like taking a machine shop, mechanic shop, or something like that, turning it into a science project, stuffing it in your garage, and then guess what? You make some money off the thing, right? It's about organization. When everything's pretty, it works, right? You got to make things happen. So, yeah, man, like I don't, it's not anything like I expected it to be. So there you go. But being as when I expected it to be, I was a typical man. Now I'm a natural man. Read Romans 2, 12 to 14, and you will completely understand the problem that exists between you'll see the doorway of what needs to be repaired to make the Jews understand what Paul was trying to teach about the Messiah. You do that, you're all good. Oh my God, what is that thing? Holy crap, that thing's huge. Please don't come over here. You know what it is? It's probably it. All right. Anyway, I'm going to take a potty break. If any, I've got no input from the chat here, and I got people watching. If you would like me to move, what the hell was that? If you would like me to move this indoors, and maybe we could bring up a Bible screen, and I could quote some scripture, and we can work on stuff that way instead of drinking beers, dude, I'm 100% for that. But up to you. You decide. I'm going to go take a leak. When I come back, if nobody says move, then we'll end. Because I don't want to keep you guys here. Listen to me ramble on and talk does absolutely nothing for the kingdom of God. It's about works. Okay? You need to go out and love people. It's literally that damn simple. And you need to do so indiscriminately. Don't, I'm going to get my hands dirty. That person is a sinner. They deserve what they're getting. As soon as you're drifting into that, you're entitling yourself to more than you deserve. Okay? I will be back in a few minutes. If I am not, then I have died. And I would just ask that you be grateful that I am gone, because I don't want to be here. Pointless. Stupid. Shouldn't be.
All right. And I see nothing. All right, guys. Well, I was actually about to say that. Uh, Shalom. Shalom.